16th of February 2021. That can only mean one thing. It is Pancake Day!
Hello everybody! Lilia, can you say hello?
Hello.
Great job. My name's Kirsty and this is Lilia, my little girl. So you're not so little anymore, are you? A big number 3, and that means you can help me make some pancakes. And we want to wish you happy Pancake Day. We're very excited.
Now, if you remember this time last year, we had our very special Pancake Day holiday club. It was so cool. We joined together with a few churches in the area, 2 of which were Hope Church, which is where we are from, and St. Luke's, which I know which is where some of you are from. So we decided, myself as the youth pastor from Hope and Kirsty from St. Luke's, that we would join together and do a very special Pancake Day thing. Oh, how exciting! So I'm Sam, this is Laura, my wife, and we have been joined by Kirsty and her daughter Lilia, and we are going to tell you how to make a pancake. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah.
And we're also going to find out a little bit about what Pancake Day is.
So we've got all we need for our pancakes.
Yes, you did.
We do, and I invite you to grab all your ingredients and then you can make your pancakes along with us whilst you're watching this video. And whilst we make our pancakes, we're going to talk a little bit about what Pancake Day is for. So are you ready?
Yeah.
You do a big high five with me. Yeah, okay, we're going to make pancakes. So
What you will need to prepare your pancake is, Laura, could you please do the honours?
Yeah, sure. It's like 100 grams of plain flour.
100 grams of plain flour.
You will need 2 eggs.
2 eggs.
You will need 1 tablespoon of oil.
1 tablespoon of oil.
You will need a bowl.
A bowl, very important, a bowl to whisk it all up.
You will need a pinch of salt.
A pinch of salt.
And you will need a bit of milk.
Some milk. And then, importantly, we need this.
You will rather need a fork
You will need a fork
or
or a whisk.
it depends. And of course you also need
And of course, what we have got here is roughly for about 4 to 6 pancakes, okay? So
Okay.
if you've got double the amount of people in your house than 4 to 6, or you want to make more than 4 to 6 pancakes, then make sure that you double the ingredients. It's that simple.
yeah, or if you want to make a little
I mean, I eat 10 pancakes just by myself.
okay, we're going to make pancakes. So let's start with cracking our eggs.
We're going to need these.
2 eggs, that's
I
right.
need this one there and this one to crack.
Okay, so you crack it on the bowl then. Woo! Well done. Great job. Remember to put the shell over here once it's finished. That's very good. Well done. We've got all sticky hands, haven't we? We see if there's any eggshell in there. So a bit of eggshell doesn't hurt anybody, does it? There we are. A little bit there. I'll get that out. Right, okay, let's not mix it with our hands. I recommend mixing with a fork or a whisk rather than fingers, but whatever floats your boat. So we're going to get a cloth for our hand and we'll put our egg to one side. And Lilia, what's your favourite thing to have on pancakes?
Oh, it's marmalade on toast.
Marmalade on toast on pancakes?
That doesn't sound good.
No! What do you like to eat on pancakes?
Oh, chocolate.
I
I
like
know
chocolate.
I like that too.
Yeah, I like that.
Really good on pancakes.
And
Round in my stomach going. Good.
what do you think? Do you want to ask everyone what they like on pancakes?
Everyone, which thing I like on pancakes?
Lilia, that's a very interesting thing to have on your pancakes. Marmalade on toast on a pancake. Laura, what do you have on your pancakes?
I have Greek yogurt, honey and fruit.
Ooh, Greek yogurt, honey and fruits. I'm very traditional and I go for the lemon and sugar all day long. I know people like putting banana on it and chocolate spread and all that. What do you put on your pancakes?
thing, we're going to have our 100 grams of plain flour. Can you put that in the bowl, please? Great job. Thank you. And we need some salt. So a pinch of salt. We've got a grinder, so we'll do a little grind of salt. Great job. Perfect. Great job. We'll get every last bit to come out. So hold your horses. Patient, that's it. Wonderful. So then we're going to mix it very carefully so that it doesn't fall out, because we want every last bit. And at this stage, you can just add a little drop of the milk to get it all mixed in. But we want to add a little bit at a time to begin with, so that we get rid of all the lumps in your batter. And keep giving that a good mix.
Oh, it's very hard to mix.
Is it?
When the milk gets in.
Do you need big muscles to mix it?
Oh, it's got it.
Who do you think's got big muscles?
Oh, I don't know.
You don't know? Oh, I think Robin. Does Robin have big muscles?
No.
No. What about Daddy?
No.
No. No, apparently not. We're going to add a bit more milk. You can keep mixing it. Keep it in the bowl so that it doesn't fall out, because we want every last little bit of this so that we can make extra pancakes.
It's very hard when the milk gets in.
Right.
You try it.
Oh, thank you. Let me have a go.
So what you have to do to whisk is just stir very slowly, right? You don't want flour everywhere. And stir very slowly and circular movements. And if you don't have this, you can use a fork and do exactly the same thing. You just make sure that everything is, the flour at the sides gets in the middle, so we have like more liquid to the flour. And little by little start adding some milk. Not too much at the beginning. We don't want very watery mix.
So this mixture is probably enough for a small family, depending on how many pancakes you like to eat on Pancake Day. Personally, from a family of 7, this would not be enough. So you can scale up very easily. Just double, so 4 eggs and 200 grams of flour.
Can I mix it? Oh, it's
Or
very hard.
triple if you've got many more people to feed than that, depending on how many pancakes you like. And pancake batter really keeps well in the fridge, so if you make too much, you don't need it all. Put it in the fridge, have it for breakfast the next day, and they'll still be lovely. That looks good, doesn't it? So now I think we can probably add the rest of our milk and oil. So can you pour the oil in for me? Carefully. There we are. Make sure we get every last drop. That's it. And I'll put this here ready, so we'll use a little bit more oil to fry our pancakes later. That mix. And we're going to add the rest of our milk as well.
Oh, that into the bowl to mix it all together.
Great job. Keep it slow so it doesn't all fall out. So we've made our batter and that looks good, doesn't it? Do you think it looks good?
Yeah, because it's very okay to eat.
Well, it's not ready to eat yet. What do we
Well,
need to do
we're
with it
talking
first?
about it.
What do we need to do with it first?
Into the pan.
Into the pan. Well, before we can do that, we're going to let it rest for a few minutes. And so I'm going to put it to one side. Now, Pancake Day has another name. Do you know what that name is? It could have been a Friday, but actually Pancake Day always happens on a Tuesday. That's because it is positioned the day before Lent begins. So Pancake Day, it has another name. It's called Shrove Tuesday. And Shrove Tuesday has been celebrated for many years because a long time ago, people used to see Lent as a season of fasting. Fasting is a funny word, but it's meaning that you don't eat certain things, you don't do certain things. So people used Shrove Tuesday to eat up all the rich, yummy food in their house, because for the 40 days that would follow, they wouldn't be allowed to eat any of it. So they would eat up all the eggs, they would eat up all the oil or the butter, they would eat up any kind of fat in the house, and any of the kind of nice treats that they might have had around, they would use on Shrove Tuesday, so that on Ash Wednesday, the beginning of Lent, they were ready. Their house was prepared, they weren't going to eat any of those treats. That sounds like a bit of a strange thing to do, but it was because people remembered in those 40 days the story of Jesus in the desert. Jesus, after he was baptised, he journeys out into the desert, which is very dry and there's no food and there's no water. And he didn't eat anything for 40 days. Isn't that crazy? Do you think you'd be hungry?
No.
No, you think you'd be all right? I would be starving. Mummy can't go more than about an hour without eating.
No, you can't.
No, I can't. So, Lilia, are you ready to play a game?
Yeah.
I've got a frying pan. This is a slightly smaller one because I'm going to need my big one. And we've got a sort of pancake. I've just cut out a circle from cardboard and we've got some sellotape on it. But you could find something else circular in your house. If you've got a non-stick pan, don't use anything metal. So we're going to have a competition. Who can flip the most pancakes? So we're going to have a go at flipping our pancake. Are you ready? Do you think Mummy can do it?
Yeah.
Yeah? Oh, 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 I did it. Should I do it even higher? Oh, 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 no.
It wasn't working.
I dropped it. Are you going to have a go?
Yeah.
Okay. You're going to grab the handles with both hands. Oh, are you ready? Okay. Oh, oh.
It was on here.
Didn't quite work, did it?
Wrap it over to here.
There we are. It's sitting in there nicely now.
Okay, so now we're at the stage where we've got our mix. Laura's done a wonderful job at whisking it all up, and it's nice and gloopy. It's not gloopy, it's not gloopy. It's nice and in fact, how do you explain that?
It's nice and silky.
It's nice and silky. It's nice and
Right?
silky. It's not gloopy. It's not too runny. It's kind of thick, so you can get a good layer of it in your pan. Now, Laura's going to use a crepe maker, and I'm going to use a pan. We're going to show you how to use both of these. I would advise, obviously, this is parent's bit. Okay, do not do this by yourself. This is the parent's bit. You want to put it on roughly medium heat. Okay, a medium heat, not too hot because you'll burn it. Okay, and you won't get a chance to flip it, and they won't be nice and. They won't be nice and fluffy as you come to eat them. Now, one of my favourite bits that I always used to watch my mum doing, so again, make sure one of your parents is doing this bit. So I've heated up the pan a little bit, and we're going to take a little bit of butter. We always used to use the butter, okay? So my mum would take a little bit of butter, and she'd put it on top of the pan. Ooh! And look at that. It starts sizzling, and it starts melting around, and butter is kind of one of the ingredients that you would use anyway. And yes, I've got a big gloop there, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the rest of it into a mug at the side, so I can use that again, and then we'll put it back on there. And that is now ready for our first little bit of pancake, okay? Are we ready? Are we ready for it? Just checking to make sure it's the good heat. So I'm going to start off with mine. I'm slowly going to pour some in. Beautiful. Nice big circle. Laura, are you going to do the same on yours?
Yeah.
There you go. So Laura's greased her bit already. Let's talk a little bit whilst they're cooking. You need to keep an eye on them at the same time. About Pancake Day now, Kirsty said a few things about it as well. So did you know that the Pancake Day has another name? Did you know that, what Kirsty told us before?
No, I
Can you
didn't know
remember
that.
what it was called?
It was a funny word.
It was Shrove,
right.
Shrove Tuesday, and Shrove comes from the word shriven, which means a time when we kind of confess our sins, and it's the day before we go into Lent, and Lent is 40 days, and Kirsty told that great story of Jesus for 40 days without being able to eat. I know that I couldn't go 40 minutes without going to eat, let alone,
40?
yeah, 40 minutes, let alone 40 days. And it's a great thing to remember that. It's a time of prayer, it's a time of fasting, it's a time to kind of get closer to God by giving up something, which is a great example of ways of doing it. And the reason why we've got the eggs and the butter and the flour, because it was the rich foods, it was the fatty foods that people would give up the day before, those 40 days before Easter. That's 40 days before Easter, which means Easter is only, is that 7 weeks? Is only 7 weeks away. Woohoo! How exciting. Now, I've been watching my pancake very closely, and it's getting a little bit brown, well, not browner, like kind of orangey, more crispy. This is quite thick, this one actually. Some of yours might be runny, they might be a little bit thicker like ours. They may look very different. What you want to do is you get you go around the outside and just make sure that it's coming up around the pan just like that. It's going well. Laura, how's yours going?
I think it's okay.
It's okay. It's going a little bit browner on the bottom. So we are nearly ready to flip our pancake. So remember that, Shrove Tuesday. Shrove comes from shriven, which means to confess our sins. And it's a good chance for us to think about all the things that we have done wrong and say sorry to God for all the things that we have done wrong, because we know that when you say sorry for your sins, what Jesus did for us means that all of those sins are forgiven and we can be free as a happy Christian. How amazing is that? I love that, and it's a good example through these sorts of things. I'm thinking we might be ready now. I'm just going to have a quick look underneath here. Oh, it's a bit browner. It's a bit browner. Okay, so here we go. Are we ready? I'm going to go for a flip. Whoa. Oh, it's not even coming out of the pan. It's stuck to the pan. Whoa. No, it's stuck. Whoa. Whoa. Yay! There we go. Flipped. And see, it's a little bit crisper on that side. Wonderful. Beautiful. Laura, are you going to go for yours?
Oh.
The simpler way of doing it. Pick it up and place it down the other way. Amazing. That's mine's curling up a little bit. Squash it down a little bit.
Yours is like
on the pan. Mine is very thick. I think because we poured mine first, it was very, very thick. This is the first time, you know, we haven't had any practices. This is straight in. Okay, but it'll still be wonderful and tasty. I cannot wait. So it's a time for celebration and fasting Lent. Have you ever given up anything for Lent?
Yeah.
Have you? What have you given up for Lent?
Food.
What type of food?
Any food after a certain time.
Oh, okay. So when I was younger, I used to give up either chocolates or I used to give up going to McDonald's or eating chips and burgers. Yeah, and I just wouldn't have that for 40 days. I'd take a specific food and go, no, I'm not having that for 40 days. So I can rely on God to push me through, that perseverance, that inner strength to get me through that time. But Laura does something where she doesn't eat food from a certain time of the day, which is another way of doing fasting, which is absolutely brilliant.
It's burning.
Mine's burning. And I can smell now that my pancake is burning, so let's have a quick look, see how it's getting on. Oh yeah, of course, you will need a plate for this bit, won't you? So just give it a little dab down. Where's my plate? Here's the plate. Laura, plate for you, darling.
Yes. I think you can do it faster than me.
Plate for myself. Here we go. Now come on. And now, oh, there we go. That's a proper flip. That is now. Hey, are we going to do this? Don't try this at home. This is a parent thing. Are we ready? Whoop. Flip onto the plate. Oh yeah.
That looks good.
And that. Have you turned that off? Have you?
No, it's still on.
Is it? It's on very low. It's on, but we've got to very low. So there we go. That is my pancake. Hopefully your pancakes will maybe look a little bit neater than mine and you'll have fun flipping. If you can't, obviously parents, make sure your parents are doing that flipping, and don't do it unless they say to you, do you want to do it, and they are looking after you. If not, don't worry, the game that Kirsty did is absolutely brilliant. Get yourself a bit of cardboard, stick it in the pan, flip it over, that will be amazing.
This Pancake Day, take the opportunity to celebrate with your family in any way that you can. Maybe you could play a quiz, maybe you could have a pancake flipping competition or a pancake flipping race where you have to flip your pancake up to 10 times before they reach the finish line.
So happy Pancake Day from all of us. Hopefully you have a great day. Maybe start thinking about something that you could give up for Lent, which is 7 weeks before Easter. 7 weeks till Easter.
Hopefully
you enjoyed this, and we will see you very soon. Bye bye.
At the candles while it's there. And while it's there, you need to make frying pans to make these things we got in the ingredients and things that it's good to make.
She said it.